Hello, my name's Bob Delorier, and I'll be your instructor for this Introduction to Windows 95 training program. The purpose of this presentation is to provide you with all the initial information you need to comfortably and confidently operate this powerful operating system. Since most of you are already Windows 3.1 users, we'll compare the old operating system with this new release. I'm sure you want to get started installing and using Windows 95 right away, but if you simply spend the next hour or so watching this video presentation, then the whole process will be a lot clearer and easier for you. First of all, there are many improvements in Windows 95 over the previous versions of Windows and DOS. Of course, DOS and Windows have been combined into this one package. And it certainly does have a pretty attractive user interface. We'll explore it in a few minutes, but first let's quickly list the new features that you'll find with Windows 95. If you are used to upgrading your computer by yourself, then you will love the new plug-and-play architecture standard that Microsoft has built into Windows 95. This means that you can install new components into your computer and then let Windows do the configuring for you. The idea is simple. Plug the new component into the system and it plays for you. Printing speed is increased a great deal with Windows 95, as is graphics speed. This will endear you to this new software upgrade if you're involved in graphics-intensive applications such as CorelDRAW. If your office computers are hooked together, you will quickly notice that Windows makes other computers' files as easy to use as your own. This is accomplished through Network Neighborhood. The whole user interface has been redesigned. Features of this new look include the use of icons such as the My Computer icon, which displays the contents of your drives by double-clicking this icon. If you are a game fan, then you will notice that the programs load much easier. This is due to faster video support. It is also noticeable in DOS-based games. For multimedia applications, Windows 95 offers smoother video and increased performance for both video and sound applications, such as CD-ROM multimedia presentations. And we can't ignore the Microsoft Network, an incredible feature of Windows 95. By subscribing to the Microsoft Network, you can link to the Internet, join chat groups, and enjoy hundreds of other online services. If you are a portable or laptop user, then you will enjoy the many features designed just for you, such as the direct cable connection features, the briefcase, and docking detection, just to name a few. Before you begin using Windows 95, of course you must first load it into your computer. Microsoft makes this task very easy. Before setting up Windows 95, you must first back up all of your data. If you don't already practice regularly backing up to your computer, then now is an excellent time to start. You should also back up the contents of your root directory, including files specified by the config.sys and autoexec.bat files. Also, it is wise to back up the following files from the Windows directory: initialization files, registry files, and password files, and any network configuration files and logon scripts you may have. Make sure your network is working properly before installing Windows 95, since it will use these settings as a configuration. Also, it makes sense to get rid of any unwanted programs and data, especially if your hard disk size is limited. Windows 95 can gobble up large amounts of disk space. Are you ready to install Windows 95? Okay, let's begin. To upgrade from a previous version of Windows, insert Setup Disk 1 or the Windows CD-ROM. From File Manager, double-click the appropriate drive icon. Double-click the setup.exe icon. You may have to browse to find it on the disk. Next, follow the instructions on the screen. If you are setting up Windows 95 from DOS, type A:\setup if using floppy drive A, or type D:\setup if using CD-ROM drive D. You can substitute the drive letter if it's different from this. You will have several choices for your installation. Typical, which sets up the most common components. Portable, which conserves disk space and includes utilities most common to portable computers, such as power management features. And Briefcase, which is a program that lets you synchronize files between your laptop and desktop computers. There is also a compact installation option, which will only install basic files, which is ideal if you have limited disk space. And then there is the custom option, which enables you to install as many or all components as you wish. This is a good option for system administrators or advanced users. Select the option that best suits you and continue with the installation. And in a half an hour or so, your new Windows 95 operating system will be installed in your computer. When you first load Windows 95, you might ask yourself, where is everything? Let's spend a few minutes investigating. If you have used Windows 3.1 before, then you will notice that the user interface is completely different. However, it's much more intuitive. Your first inclination might be to press the Start button. Well, go right ahead and see what happens. You'll notice that a new menu appears, and the top of it shows an icon and title representing programs. Just hold your mouse pointer there for a moment, and all your former Program Manager groups will appear like magic. Move the mouse pointer over, and other menus will appear. Simply point and click, and the program will load. It's just that simple. Remember the File Manager? Well, just point and click the Windows Explorer menu selection at the bottom of the list, and you will find yourself in a whole new program, and it's much easier to use. We will cover the Windows Explorer later on. The control panel can be accessed from the Settings menu selection. The Print Manager is just below it. This area is selected if you want to set up a printer, or perhaps to look at information about documents that you're printing. Of course, with Windows 95, DOS no longer exists. Or does it? Click Run, and then type in the DOS program name and press Enter, and your DOS-based program will load. To switch between open windows, use the taskbar, or use the combination Alternate and Tab to switch. Also notice these three buttons at the top right. They are the Minimize, Maximize, and Close buttons. In fact, you should now be on your way to a basic understanding of Windows 95. However, you will probably need some help from time to time. Chances are, once you get into Windows 95, you're going to need some help. Let's find out where the help facility is and how to use it. Online help is essential to learning and using Windows. There are two kinds of help: help about a specific procedure, and help that gives you information about what you see on the screen. Click the Start button, and then click Help. The list of help topics appears. You can use the tabs in Help to search for information in several ways. To find help through the contents, click the Contents tab to find topics grouped by subject, and then follow the instructions on your screen. To return to the list of topics, click Help Topics. To find help through the index, click the Index tab to find specific topics listed alphabetically, and then follow the instructions on your screen. To find help topics containing a word or phrase, click the Find tab to find all the topics that contain a specific word or phrase, and then follow the instructions on your screen. To return to the list of topics, click Help Topics. To find help on a specific item, for information about an item in a dialog box, click the question mark button, and then click the item. A pop-up explanation appears. You can click it to make it disappear. After using your computer for a while, you may want to add some more memory, or perhaps a hard drive, or even joysticks. Microsoft Windows 95 has a powerful feature called plug-and-play architecture. Let's explore it now. Plug-and-play has tremendous benefits to Windows 95 users. No longer will you have to manually set jumpers and switches to redirect IRQs, DMA channels, or I/O port addresses. This will save you time, and also it saves the original equipment manufacturers and IHVs the expense of supporting large numbers of user service calls related to these configurations. Plug and Play is designed so that adding a device, either permanently or dynamically, requires nothing more than taking it out of the box and plugging it in. The PC seamlessly adjusts to the new configuration. To load a new plug-and-play compatible device, first of all, press the Start button. From there, from Settings, start the Control panel. Notice the Add New Hardware icon. Simply double-click it, and you'll begin the new hardware wizard. Windows 95 can automatically detect the hardware. Continue with the installation process, and Windows 95 will automatically adapt the new hardware to the Windows 95 operating system and your computer. There's really only one way to learn Windows 95, and that's to start at the beginning. Let's begin with the basics of Windows 95. When you start Windows, you may be prompted to log on to Windows, or, if you use a network, to log on to your network. If you don't want to log on with a password, don't type anything in the password box and click OK. You won't see this prompt in the future. If you don't want to log on to a network, click Cancel to skip logging on. To log on to Windows, first of all, in the username box, type your name. In the password box, type a password. The first time, Windows prompts you to confirm your password. The Start button and taskbar are located at the bottom of your screen when you start Windows for the first time. By default, they are always visible when Windows is running. When you click the Start button, you see a menu that contains everything you need to begin using Windows. If you want to start a program, point to Programs. If you want help on something, point to Help. Programs will display a list of programs that you can start. Documents display a list of documents that you've opened previously. Settings displays a list of system settings that you can change. Find enables you to find a folder, a file, a shared computer, or mail message. Help starts the help. Run starts a program or opens a folder by using an MS-DOS command. And shut down shuts down or restarts your computer. Depending on your computer and the options you have chosen, you may see additional items on your menu. Every time you start a program or open a window, a button representing that window appears on the taskbar. To switch between windows, just click the button for the window you want. When you close a window, its button goes away. Depending on what task you're working on, other indicators can appear in the notification area on the taskbar, such as a printer representing your print job or a battery representing power on your portable computer. At one end of the taskbar is the clock. To view or change settings, just double-click the clock or any of the indicators. You can use the Start button to start any program you want to use, such as your word processor or a favorite game. To start a program, click the Start button and then point to Programs. Point to the folder, such as Accessories, that contains the program, and then click the program. In this case, let's start up WordPad. WordPad is the Microsoft Windows 95 equivalent to Microsoft Write. It's a simple word processor. Try typing in a couple of lines. Now, let's find out about quitting a program. To quit the program, simply click the Close button located in the upper right corner of the window. You can run as many programs as you want to at the same time. And Windows makes it easy to switch between programs or open windows. To switch between programs, click the taskbar button for the program you want. The program will appear in front of other windows. To switch between windows, simply hold down the Alt key and press the Tab key, and you can continue until you select the window that you want to work with. There are several ways to open documents in Windows. You can open your document from within the program you use to create it, such as WordPad or Microsoft Word. Once you've loaded the word processing program, you can open a document from within that program. From the File menu, click Open. To open a document in a different folder, click the arrow next to the Look In box, and then click the disk that contains the folder. Click the folder that contains the document you want to open, and then click Open. You may have to scroll to see more folders. Next, click the document you want to open, and then click Open. You can also open documents from the Documents menu, where many programs have a list of recently opened documents. To open a document by using the Documents menu, click the Start button and then point to Documents. Click the name of the document you want to open. The document opens, and a button for the document appears on the taskbar. Remember, to close the application, simply click the Close box. If you don't know where a document or folder is, you can use the Find command to find and open it. To do this, click the Start button and then point to Find. Click Files or Folders. Click the named box and then type the name of the file or folder you want to find. To specify where to search, click the arrow next to the Look In box or click Browse. To start the search, click Find Now. Windows 95 will perform a search and find it for you. Using Control Panel, you can change the way Windows looks and works. To change Windows settings, click the Start button and then point to Settings. Click the Control panel. Double-click an icon to see the settings that you can change. To see more settings, click the tabs at the top of the dialog box that appears. Pause the tape now and try some of these commands on your own. If you know the name and path of the program you want to start, you can use the Run command to start it easily. To open a folder, program, or document, click the Start button and then click Run. Type the name of the program, folder, or document you want to open, or click Browse to look for the item. You can click the down arrow to see commands you've typed previously. When you use the Run command, you can often specify just the name of the program instead of the full path. Let's explain how paths work. A path is a more direct way to describe where a file, such as a document or program, is located on your computer or the network. It lists the drive, such as the hard disk, floppy disk, or shared network folder that contains the document. It also lists all the folders that you need to open to find the document. To specify the full path for a document, type the drive letter, followed by a colon and backslash. Then list the folders in the order you open them. If there are more than one, separate the names by backslashes. Then type the file name. Windows 95 supports long file names, which can contain up to 255 characters, as opposed to the Windows 3.1 version, which could only remember 8 characters and a 3-character extension. You need to shut down Windows before you turn off your computer. That way you can be sure your work is saved to your hard disk. To avoid damaging files, always shut down Windows before you turn off your computer. To quit Windows and shut down your computer, click the Start button and then click Shut Down. Click Yes if you forgot to save changes to documents. Windows will prompt you to save the changes. A screen message lets you know when you can safely turn off your computer. In Windows 95, the things you have on your computer, your programs, documents, and data files, for example, are all accessible from one place called My Computer. When you first start Windows, My Computer is located at the upper left of your Windows screen or desktop. To see what's on your computer, double-click My Computer. A window appears displaying several different pictures called icons. To use an item in My Computer, double-click the icon. The following list describes what happens when you double-click the various icons. When you double-click this icon, you will see the contents of a floppy disk in your computer's 3.5-inch drive. When you double-click the hard disk icon, you will see the contents of your computer's hard disk. This icon represents the contents of a compact disk in your computer's CD-ROM drive, if there is one. You may see other icons, such as the contents of a network drive. The control panel icon allows you to change the settings of your computer. The printers icon allows you to set up printers and view information about your printers and the documents you print. When you double-click a disk drive icon in My Computer, a window such as this will appear. A folder, which can contain files or other folders, is represented by this icon. To keep things organized, your work is stored in folders, just as you might store it in your office or home. This icon refers to a shared folder. You share a folder so that other people on a network can use the folder's contents. This is a file, a basic unit of storage in Windows. The documents you use and create are files, and so are the programs you use. Different types of files may have different looking icons. This standard icon is used when a file type does not have a specific icon associated with it. This icon refers to a document that was created with WordPad. You double-click these icons to see the contents of the folder or the information in the file, or to start a program. Another way of seeing what's on your computer is to use Windows Explorer. Opening Windows Explorer gives you a view of your computer's contents as a hierarchy or tree. You can easily see the contents of each drive and folder on your computer, as well as any network drives you are connected to. To see the hierarchy of folders, click the Start button, point to Programs, and then click Windows Explorer. Your disk drives and folders appear here. The right side of the window displays the contents of the item you click on the left. You can look at the contents of your computer in different ways by using the View menu. On the View menu, click the small icons, List, or Details commands. This is the large icons view. As you use My Computer, you may want to open the folder that contains the folder you're looking at. To display the previous folder, if the toolbar is not visible, click View, and then click Toolbar. On the toolbar, click the Up One Level button. Toolbars contain buttons for common tasks. To move or copy a file or folder, double-click My Computer. Find the file or folder you want to move or copy, and then click it. Click Edit. To move the file, click Cut. To make a copy of the file, click Copy. Open the folder where you want to place the file, click Edit, and then click Paste. To delete a file or folder, double-click My Computer. Find the file or folder you want to delete, and then click it. On the File menu, click Delete. A quick way to delete a file is to drag it to the recycle bin on the desktop. We're now at the halfway mark in the Introduction to Windows 95 course. You may want to take a break and stretch your legs, and we'll continue in a few minutes. To create a new folder, double-click My Computer, and then double-click the disk drive or folder in which you want to place the new folder. On the File menu, point to New, and then click Folder. Type the name of the new folder, and then press Enter. When you want to copy files or folders from your hard disk to a floppy disk, the easiest way is to use My Computer. To copy a file to a floppy disk, double-click My Computer. Find the file or folder you want to copy, and then click it. On the File menu, point to Send to, and then click the drive where you want to copy the file or folder.
You can select multiple items by pressing and holding down the Control key as you click each item you want, or by clicking Select All on the Edit menu to select every item in the window. As you work, you often need to copy and move information from one document to another, or from one place to another within a document. At times, you also need to delete information. Before you edit information, you usually must select or highlight it. Place the mouse pointer where you want to start selecting. Then press and hold down the mouse button and drag the pointer to where you want the selection to end. Then release the mouse button. To copy or move information, select the information as we have discussed. Click Edit. To leave the information where it is and insert a copy of it somewhere else, click Copy. To delete the information and insert it somewhere else, click Cut. In the document where you want to insert the information, click the place where you want it to appear. On the Edit menu, click Paste. The new information appears in the document. You can also move or copy information between different programs, such as between Paint and a spreadsheet. To save the changes you made to an existing document, or the work you've done in a new document, you need to save the document. To save changes to an existing document, on the File menu, click Save. To save a new document, on the File menu, click Save As. Type a name in the file name box. To change the file type, click the arrow next to Save As Type, and then click the type you want. To save to a different drive and folder, open the Save In list, click the drive you want, and then double-click the folder. Click Save. Windows 95 offers significant improvements to printing, in particular to the way you set up a printer to print from Windows. Setting up your printer is easy and fast, thanks to the Add Printer wizard. Before you begin, make sure your printer is correctly connected to your computer and that you know the make and model of the printer. If you're planning to use a shared printer over a network, you may also need to know the path for it. Or you can browse for the printer in Network Neighborhood and then double-click its icon to set it up. To set up a printer for use with Windows, click the Start button, point to Settings, and then click Printers. Double-click Add Printer. Follow the instructions on your screen. When you finish, the icon for your printer appears in the Printers folder. Your printer is ready for you to use. If you set up both local and shared network printers, notice that the icons are different. You can double-click the printer icon in the Printers folder to see the documents that are printing or waiting to print, and to manage printing. For example, you can pause or cancel the printing of one or more documents. After you have set up a printer, you can easily print your documents. To print a document, if the document is open, click File and then click Print. Windows provides a quick way to set up new programs on your computer. To install programs, click the Start button, point to Settings, and then click Control Panel. Double-click Add Remove Programs. Follow the instructions on your screen. Windows provides some special features to speed up the way you work. In addition to the button on the left side of the mouse, now you can use the right mouse button to access and move information faster, or to create shortcuts to programs, documents, and other items. The following procedures show you two ways of using the right mouse button to copy or move files quickly, by using menu commands or by dragging. To move or copy by using the right mouse button. First of all, use the right mouse button to click the file you want to move or copy. To move the file, click Cut. To copy the file, click Copy. Open the folder where you want to place the file. Then use the right mouse button to click an empty part of the window. Next, simply click Paste. Sometimes the quickest way to move and copy information is to drag it from one place to another by using your mouse. You can move or copy files and folders to another folder or disk drive. To move or copy by dragging, in the Windows Explorer, open the folder that contains the file you want to move or copy. Use the right mouse button to drag the file to the folder where you want to move or copy it. Then, release the mouse button. Shortcuts provide easy access to the documents and programs you use most often. For example, suppose you keep track of your daily activities in a document called Daily Log. You can place a shortcut to Daily Log on the Windows desktop. You can then open the document without having to find it first by double-clicking the shortcut icon. A shortcut does not change a file's location. It just lets you open the file quickly. You can create a shortcut to any object, including folders, disk drives, other computers, or printers. To put a shortcut on the desktop, in My Computer, locate the item you want easy access to. Use the right mouse button to drag the item to the desktop. Then, release the mouse button. Click Create Shortcuts here. The shortcut appears on your desktop. You can get to work more quickly if the programs you use most often are readily available. For example, you might want to have a program start automatically when you start Windows. To do this, you create a shortcut to the program in your Startup folder. A shortcut is an icon representing an item you want to be able to use quickly. To set up a program to start when Windows starts, first of all, in Windows Explorer, locate the program you want and then use the right mouse button to click it. Click Create Shortcut. A shortcut icon appears. Click the plus signs next to the Windows folder, the Start Menu folder, and then the Programs folder. Drag the shortcut icon to the Startup folder, and then release the mouse button. The program appears in the Startup folder and will start each time you start Windows.
I was pretty excited the day I received my first email message. Let's explore Microsoft Exchange, which allows you to compose, send, and receive email messages, faxes, and more.
Two of the most powerful ways to communicate are Microsoft Exchange and Microsoft Fax. You can share information by using electronic mail. Microsoft Exchange features a universal inbox where you can send and receive electronic mail and organize, access, and share all types of information, including faxes and items from online services. You can also change the display by grouping, sorting, or filtering items. You can use Microsoft Fax to send and receive fax messages. All you need is a fax modem you can access on a network, or one attached to your own computer. Incoming faxes appear as messages in your Microsoft Exchange inbox. Microsoft Fax comes with a cover page editor, including several sample cover pages, and a fax viewer for viewing faxes that cannot be edited. For more information about using mail, look up Microsoft Exchange in the Help Index. And for more information about Microsoft Fax, look up Fax in the Help Index. You can use HyperTerminal to easily connect to other computers, such as host systems, bulletin boards, or even text-based online services. HyperTerminal even configures your modem for you and enables you to dial automatically. The Microsoft Network is many, many things. It can be your link to the Internet to allow you to surf the net, or perhaps you want to participate in some of the chat sessions. Whatever your desires, the Microsoft Network has something for everybody. Of course, first of all, you must subscribe to the Microsoft Network. Double-click the Microsoft Network icon once you've installed it. From here, the dialog boxes will take you through the setup procedure. You will be able to set up an account with the Microsoft Network by using a valid credit card. Once you're set up and using the Microsoft Network, you can exchange messages with people around the world. You can read the latest news, sports, weather, and financial information. You can find answers to your technical questions. You can also download from a collection of thousands of useful programs. You will be able to connect to the Internet and a whole lot more. Networking involves the connection of two or more computers. They share resources, such as hard drives, printers, and so on. Let's investigate networks as they pertain to the Windows 95 operating system. A network is a group of computers connected to each other or to a central server, so they can share resources, such as documents and printers. Your connection to a network can change the way you work. You can use programs and documents from another computer without passing floppy disks back and forth. You can print documents on a printer attached to another computer, or use another computer's fax modem, just as if they were connected to your computer. You may also be able to send and receive messages by using electronic mail, connect to your work computer from home, or connect to the Internet. If your computer is set up to use a network, the Network Neighborhood icon appears on the desktop. When you double-click Network Neighborhood, you might see the computers in your work group or the NetWare servers you are connected to. Generally, your work group has been set up so that the computers in it contain most of the resources you want to use. You can see other network computers, those not in your work group, by double-clicking the entire network icon. There are two major steps in setting up a network: setting up your hardware and setting up your software. Before setting up the software, be sure your network hardware is correctly installed. This includes a network adapter, network card or other device, cables, and any other hardware that's part of your network. Your computer may already be set up to use a network. If Windows prompts you for a network password at startup, and if the network neighborhood icon appears in the Windows desktop, your network is already set up. However, if it is not, then you must set it up. To set up network software, click the Start button, point to Settings, and then click Control Panel. Double-click Network. Click Add. Click Adapter, and then click Add. Follow the instructions on your screen. If you don't know what kind of adapter you have, check the documentation that came with it. When you set up a network adapter, Windows automatically sets up the other network components you need to use the network. After setting up your network software, you need to give Windows information to identify your computer on the network. For example, your network administrator may have assigned your computer to a work group of computers. These are likely to contain most of the resources you will want to use. To identify your computer on the network, in the Network dialog box, click the Identification tab. Type a name for your computer, your workgroup name, and a brief description of your system that other people will see when they browse through network listings. If you installed file and printer services for Microsoft Networks or NetWare Networks, you can share your documents and any printers attached to your computer with other people on the network. To share documents, you share the folder they're in. To share a folder, locate the folder you want to share and then click it. On the File menu, click Sharing. Click the options you want. To share your printer, click the Start button, point to Settings, and then click Printers. In the Printers window, click the printer you want to share. On the File menu, click Sharing. Click the options that you want. Working with a file or folder located on another computer is much like working with those on your own computer. To use resources someone has shared on the network, you open the folder that contains them. Any further discussion on networks is beyond the scope of this course. Ensure that you read the section on networks in your Microsoft Windows 95 user manual to become totally familiar with the network experience.
Let's face it, computers aren't only designed for work, they can also be a tremendous source of fun. Let's investigate the entertainment possibilities of Windows 95.
When you're not working, you can play games or customize the way Windows looks. Here are a few of the fun things you can do. Windows provides many multimedia features. You can use CD player to play audio compact discs, sound recorder to play or record sounds, or media player to view animations. If you're looking for a fun challenge, try the games that come with Windows. For example, Solitaire, one of the most popular card games of all times.
If you have a computer with Windows 95 running at home, chances are your children can have a lot of fun with it too. This section is devoted entirely to them, so that while you're sleeping in on Saturday morning, they can be working with your computer, having fun, and learning at the same time.
Two of the greatest applications for kids are the Paint game and the word processor. Well, actually, Microsoft Paint is not known as the Paint game, but that's what a lot of kids call it. Set up a shortcut to the Paint program, or leave access to the Paint program in your startup system. And that way, your kids can enjoy creating their own original colorful designs using the Paint program. Also, you may wish to set up a shortcut to the WordPad so that they can enjoy creating and printing their own documents. And here are a few samples of some educational CD-ROM programs that are available today for your kids to enjoy and to become familiar with using a computer.
Hello, Lenny. This is Grandpa.
Yo, what's up? This is Lenny, your VJ on PTV, where you're living large and in charge because you call the shots. In Toon Jam, you can pretend.
This is a busy world, and if you're like many computer users, you use a laptop to work at home, at the office, or on the road. Let's explore the Windows 95 features that make mobile computing a snap. Windows provides some special programs that make taking your work with you easy and convenient. Sometimes you might work on the same document both at home and at work, or use a laptop computer when you travel. Now it's easy to keep multiple versions of a file in sync with each other. Just use Briefcase. You can use Briefcase whether your computers are connected by a cable or if you use floppy disks to transfer information. You can also connect two computers, such as your home and office computers, by using dial-up networking. For more information about dial-up networking, look up dial-up networking in the Help Index. And since we're almost out of time in this educational program, why not take it upon yourself to study the Direct Connect feature, available through Help, to help you understand the options of hooking two computers up together temporarily. And so we've come to the end of the Introduction to Windows 95 training program. I'm sure you'll find value in viewing this tape again. Good luck.